and welcome to another edition of Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. Today's special edition episode, Kickstart the Art. And before we introduce our guest at this time, I have to do my usual introductions. So let's go ahead and get that done. And let everybody know that in accordance with the COPPA regulations, this episode of Quoth the Raven is intended for ages 16 up. I know we're on Facebook as well, so we're going to try and be even more kid-friendly than usual. Usually on the show, we're geared towards an older teen and adult audience, but since we're on Facebook Live, we're going to try and be PG instead of rated TV 16 and up. But just so you all know, that's what our normal programming is for. It's meant to inform older teens and adults to inform them for research as consumers in the service of the youth, meaning parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, teachers and librarians, etc., about comics and what's available out there. So there won't be any adult language present on this episode, I hope. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our guest this time, Mr. Nick Cagnetti.
Hey, thanks for having me, Lewis. Happy to be here.
And for those of you who don't know, Nick's been on my show before. He's the creator of Pink Lemonade. And that is, when did you start doing Pink Lemonade?
Oh, man, I first started doing comic strips with that character back in 2016. I was sort of burnt out doing the comics for a while because I just finished like a full graphic novel for the first time, and I was in a place where I needed to switch gears, so I wanted to try and do comic strips, and Pink Lemonade, that character, sort of became a good vehicle to sort of explore that for me, just because it was about trying to play with that pacing. It's a different sort of way of telling a story, and I didn't really have any plan per se. So this character, who just was sort of a blank slate that rode around, was a good thing to do that with, because she could just go anywhere, and I wouldn't really be constrained. But after a while, I did those strips, and
got a little better, closer things so you could show the strips. I knew that was coming.
I got to a certain point where I just said, let me see if I can find that one in here, because I actually ended up drawing like a strip or two before I just said, I'm going to go back to doing the books with this character now. So it just felt like the natural breaking point to go off in a different direction. And where the heck is that one here? There was after that certain point, I just sort of picked right back off and went to the books with that, and that's sort of what I went to last year. Here's that one. I haven't really shown this before, but there was one strip that I did that I didn't color or anything because I just went to it, and then after I got done with this, I was like, I'm feeling like this would be a good point to go back into doing the books again.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Alrighty, and that, I know that you did the book through a Kickstarter, and then you were published with It's Alive by Drew Ford. You're still with Drew, right?
Actually, no. I left after the second issue.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see what happens going forward, but try and take the third issue and somewhere else, either just on my own, or if anybody else will pick it up. We'll see. I haven't gotten to that point yet because I'm still pretty early on the third issue. I know it's weird because that the second one came out right in March, and then everything shut down. So I've been spending the last few months, mostly I was working on this crossover book with Jamie, and then just a bunch of smaller projects just for other people, and that's been nice. But I'm getting that itch to really just go dive back into this stuff because I feel like that's where my time is best spent at the moment.
Okay, well, since you brought it up, this collaboration project with Mr. Jamie Jones, who unfortunately was not able to join us today. He had migraine health issues and just wasn't feeling well enough to make an appearance. And we wish you get well real soon, Jamie. I know that those can be a real pain.
Yeah.
So, but you're doing a crossover book with his character, the Baboon, and this is the Kickstarter page for that. And as you can see, this is off. I'm sharing my screen, so as you can see, I backed this. I pledged $35 for it, and they had a $500 goal, and you guys have been funded. You've exceeded that goal with 154 backers and 11 days to go. But let's go ahead and play the video.
Hi, my name is Jamie Jones. I am a cartoonist and illustrator and the creator of the action-adventure comic The Baboon, and I have teamed up with Phoenix 2019 and the creator of Pink Lemonade, Together, we have joined forces to bring you The Baboon and Pink Lemonade Jamboree! So I was reading a ton of 90s Image comics late last year, and what really caught my imagination was characters jumping into other characters' books for a cup of coffee and then bouncing back into their own stories for their own plot lines. And it got me thinking, I want to do that. So I called up Nick. It turns out he wanted to do something like that too. So we did. Here's the thing. The book is done. The book is done. So here's the thing. The book is done. Originally, Nick and I were just going to print it ourselves and then bring it to conventions for us to sell. But we've had to pivot. And wanting to keep with that direct-to-consumer mentality, we have come to Kickstarter.
Plus, what's better than comic books being sent to your front door?
So the goal is low and the rewards are few. Just books and sketches. We've got a few ideas of what we want to do for stretch goals, but it's pretty much just a comic. We want to get it to you because it's a lot of fun. And I think you'll really dig it.
Man, what a great video.
Yeah, he's fun. He has a very fun personality.
For sure.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the thing. And this is coming out through Bowtie Press, which I presume is his company's name.
Yeah.
Okay. And of course, it's his character, the Baboon. And we'll talk a little bit more about his character. As you see, I selected the $30 or more. It's $35 with the mailing cost. And I get the Baboon, the Moose-to-Lid Menace hardcover graphic novel, the Baboon and Pink Lemonade Jamboree print edition, and the digital PDF. And that'll be shipped next month sometime. And you can also pledge without a reward. I don't think it has to pledge $35. I think you pledge whatever you want. You can pledge $1 or more to help. You can pledge $3 for a digital PDF of the Jamboree comic, or $5 or more for the print comic and digital comic. You can pledge $50 or more for original drawings. Do you have any samples of those original drawings?
Yeah, they're gonna be like backing board size sketches like this. So your comic will come in the backing board in a bag like this. And
okay, kind of like what I did with our when I gave the one extra copy of Lemonade as a prize. Okay.
Yeah. So
are you doing black and white or color?
Probably black and white, but
yeah, just for time consumption for one thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but those should be fun because I think it's we were sort of inspired by Jim Rugg. Just had his Kickstarter for Octobriana, and he offered rewards for backing board sketches like that too. And I just seen him. He has like a whole entire like giant desk full, and he has them like taped to boards there, so it's like an assembly line that he's just working on. And I'm like, oh my goodness, guess we're doing that. So yeah, that's been fun.
Very cool. All right, let's see what other prizes you've got. Double drawing bundle would be one from each of you, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, since
how are you guys going to do this? Because you're in Arizona and he's in Florida.
well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I guess you're going to have to like get all your stuff done first and mail them to him so he can work it out. That would be my guess.
Yeah, but
and I guess you're going to have to also. Well, they are signed. Assuming your drawings are signed, I guess you have to personalize them too, so that you know what sketches go with which books.
Yeah, there's been a few people. What?
There's only been 10 backers for the double drawing bundle so far, but
yeah, there's been a few people that have reached out to me like wanting something specific for their backing board sketches. So that'll be a thing for mailing. I'll make sure that Jamie knows which one goes for who and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another thing that since we hit the first stretch goal, everybody's gonna get a nice set of stickers with their comics. So it'll be like a Baboon Pink Lemonade sticker set, which is pretty fun. And if we hit $5,000 before the end of it, we're gonna add in a few extra pages at the end. That's like just some pinups from a few other artists. We'll see how that goes, but hopefully.
One of our regulars, John Norris, says hello to everyone.
Hey, John.
Hope he's doing okay. It's been kind of a rough time for everybody with this pandemic going on and people passing away. We're not going to go into too much on that. I know you've lost someone recently, and so again, my condolences to you for that. And so let's go ahead and take a look at Jamie's book.
Yeah, let me pick it up here. This is the first adventure with the baboon, and it is such a great comic. It's really great. Look at that. It'll hold up on your shelf just perfectly. I love what Jamie did with this book because it's like an old school pulpy adventure superhero romp. It definitely feels inspired by Will Eisner's Spirit stories, and I know Jamie's a huge fan of his work, especially on Like the Spirit, and it's just a fun adventure. The baboon, he's got his whole crew. He's got like his sidekick, which is his nephew, Monkey Bones.
Monkey Bones, okay.
We got Baboon and Monkey Bones both team up with Pink Lemonade in the crossover book. So it's a fun book. I love the way he colors this too.
Yeah, the style reminds me of an artist that I knew about back when I was with Arrow Comics.
Yeah.
The guy who did The Fool, Chris Tyson.
Oh, nice.
Very similar art styles, in my opinion. But I mean, it'd be interesting if I could find Chris and see put those two together and see what they come up with, But
there's Jamie. He's known for loving to wear bow ties, so that's where Bow Tie Press comes from.
Right.
The baboon has a bow tie as well. I can see that as an extension of him in a way.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, was corresponding with Jamie for a while, for like a few years before, and last year at Heroes Con in Charlotte, we got to meet, and that was really nice. But afterwards, they have this after party thing at this comic store that puts together the convention, and I was there, and it was really overwhelming because it was this store that was filled to the brim with a who's who of creators. Like everybody was there, and I was just standing in the back, just like by the long boxes, just looking around. I'm like, what am I doing here? But I was. Ed Piskor was walking, flipping through some stuff like right a few feet away from me, and then Jamie Jones walked up and was talking to him, and then Jamie walked over to me and he was like, "This is pretty cool, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I think right from there, I appreciate him coming over to me because I was pretty like, I don't know what
you were overwhelmed.
Right. But I think after that, we sort of started talking about wanting to do like a crossover at some point. But I think in December, he just straight up asked me. And then, like, in a few minutes, I'm like, yes, let's do it.
Cool.
So
let's go back into what the story is about. Because you mentioned the Comic-Con, and that's what's going on in the story. It's a Comic-Con, and Jamie, a.k.a. Monkey Bones, a.k.a. the Baboon's warden nephew, is super excited to meet his favorite cartoon star, the one and only O.J. Bot, which is a character of Nick's from the Pink Lemonade series. But things go from awesome to aw crud when the Baboon and Monkey Bones run into an old foe, Dr. Deluminex.
Yeah, that's a pretty fun villain.
And of course, this is where they meet, bump into each other.
Yep. There's a lot of cameos in the convention for sure. There's on that one page you see there's a little kid with the savage dragon fins and everything on his head. So just the whole thing was kind of a fun love letter to just that whole experience, I guess, that we're not really having this year with the conventions and everything. So it's a fun way to live vicariously through it, I guess.
Yeah. I thought that would be an interesting thing because, I mean, with comic conventions not being really available this year due to the pandemic, it gives you a little bit of a here's an experience that you won't be able to have because it's only on paper, but yet it's there. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I think that was part of the goal with the whole book, was just to have fun, just make something that was just unabashed fun, because we were pretty inspired just because we were inspired by a lot of those old 90s crossovers that always used to happen with just like there's an issue of Madman where it's not even really billed as a crossover, but Hellboy just pops in for a few pages and gives Frank Einstein a lollipop, and then he like pops back out, and we're like, we want that kind of energy here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of how it is. They just bump right into each other, and it works because they're both like sort of. We didn't really even have to like struggle to make them work together on the page. They just sort of came. It worked on its own, I'd say.
Organically, because given that Pink Lemonade is still kind of discovering the universe that she's in, and to her, a lot of these things like OJ Bot and Baboon are oh my gosh, they're real people.
Right.
So that just because the way you set up Pink Lemonade in that respect, which Pink Lemonade is a stunt woman from a different dimension who's come to our world and meets Hollywood first and finds out that Hollywood isn't all it's cracked up to be. makes a friend in an actor called Ron Radical, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And that's what was mentioned when in the cartoon there a little bit. But and like I said, you're still kind of in, I guess, is she still with the mother and daughter at the end of number 2? I can't remember.
She met up with them again in the backup story, and they'll show up again in number 3.
Okay.
She as much as she wants to go out on big adventure and explore the world right now, she just needs that like extra push. She just keeps hanging around the same few places.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's go back to the rewards. $3 gets you the digital PDF format. $5 gets you the PDF and the print edition mailed to you. The PDF will be emailed to you. Let's see what else we got. $30 gets you the Muscoloid Menace, which was that book that Nick was showing you. That's Jamie's baboon origin character story. And you get that in print. You get the hardcover and hardcover edition. The Jamboree, which is the book that we're promoting in print, and you also get it in digital PDF for the Jamboree issue. For $50, you get the Jamboree print edition and a drawing by either Jamie or Nick, and get a sketch from both for $100. And we'll go ahead and go through this nice little thing here. You did a who's who type DC who's who type artwork here. Is this actually going to appear in the comic?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I do like that. And your artwork keeps improving, I have to say.
Thank you. That's good to hear. Definitely trying to. I think this whole year so far, I've been trying to push a few more things in some different directions than what I was doing before. So, always trying to get out of the comfort zone, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And this kind of gives a little history story for those who don't know the Pink Lemonade books. Her whole history of the first 2 issues there is pretty much explained in the history on that book for the Who's Who cartoonist edition. And this is the baboon. And I guess the baboon part hasn't been finished yet for the text.
Not there, no. But we each wrote the big character bios for each of our characters for those Who's Who style pages. So,
Okay.
Yeah, the whole process was of doing like a crossover book like this was new to us both. So we kind of just went for it and figured it out as we went. But it was really really easy process actually, because starting off we just sort of spitballed ideas for where the story would go, and then I spitballed one, and then Jamie had an idea, and then we sort of like combined some elements from both of the series.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, Jamie went and sort of started penciling and inking the book, and then I started coloring it, and I got to write all the Pink Lemonade dialogue and make sure like okay, Pink Lemonade would say something like this probably, or no, she wouldn't be saying something like that. She'd probably say something like this. And
Right.
then
Yeah, you're basically back and forth about who's going to say it, how they're going to say it.
Yeah, so that was pretty fun. And then once we got to like the villain of the book, Jamie asked me like, well, what can we do about the villain? So I ended up making a little sketch here quick. I'll show you guys. Let me just try and find it. The villain, I made a little sketch of the guy quick, and then we just sort of used him from there. It's Dr. Deluminex. He's a angry mechanic guy. sort of cosplaying at this convention, wearing a giant light bulb on his head as cover. So he's trying to blend in, sort of, with all the other costume people.
Now, this book is drawn is drawn entirely by Jamie with your colors.
Yep, it's a fun blend.
Except for the Who's Who page, because that's clearly your artwork. But
yeah, and I did another pin up for, I think, the back cover. It's gonna be on that Jamie colored the pin up for the back cover. So we're gonna do like a switcheroo on the art.
Cool. That's cool. Okay, well, I'm going to try. I posted the link in the YouTube. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and show it here on that. Leave that up for a few moments so that people can either screen save it or write it down in the replay. They can pause it and write it down, and or you can just go to Kickstarter and look up the Baboon Pink Lemonade Jamboree.
Can't miss it.
Yeah. So, you've already been funded, and you say you got a stretch goal with the stickers. How are the stickers coming along? Have you designed them yet, or?
We're working on the drawings for those little guys right now.
Okay.
It'll be like a nice blend, I think. Like I'm gonna have like a little pink lemonade head, and then maybe a few action poses, maybe like the logo too.
You ought to draw Peter's characters too.
Yeah, it's always fun.
Yeah, I think you should, because, I mean, obviously he's already drawing yours, but I mean, you really haven't had a chance to draw his yet.
I've had a few, but not as many chances. So that is a good idea.
Yeah, so I would think that might be something to consider. You ought to do portraits of each other.
Oh, that's a good idea.
He's got a portrait of himself in the back of the Baboon book. You showed that, but it'd be interesting to see what you would do drawing him.
Actually, in the book, there is a cameo of sorts of both of us in there at the convention.
Okay,
look for him.
We're hiding in the background.
Right, but
cool.
Yeah, that was fun. Forgot what I was gonna say. I had something in my head, but I just forgot it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I distracted you.
Man, I wish I could remember, but I can't.
Okay. Well, that being said, let's go ahead and put this back up here again. I'm going to go ahead and hide this post again so people can see what the cover looks like again.
Oh, yeah, I think I just remembered what I was going to say.
Okay.
There was that Madman Superman crossover in the 90s, the Hullabaloo, right?
I vaguely remember it.
Madman and Superman like combined into one composite being. I would like to see, like, if we have the capability to do like those extra pages, I'd like to do like a combination of the both of them. See how that would look.
That would be interesting.
For sure.
Either that or just switch them. Female as the Baboon and him as Pink Lemonade as a guy.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of things that you could do. A composite being would be like that. I don't know if it's Batman, Superman. But I'm thinking more like Superman, Batman composite. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, they were like split down the middle.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do the split down the middle thing. That would be kind of weird, but Right. But then again, I've seen actual characters done that way. I don't remember if you remember Big Bang Comics from Image.
No, I don't, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. I don't remember who the artist was on that off the top of my head, but there was a storyline where the villain was called the Better Half, and it was a married couple where their bodies got fused, and one half's male, one half's female. And I was like, okay, that's different.
That's funny.
I'm thinking that was, oh, geez. Gary Carlson maybe did that.
Oh, nice. See, this is the great kind of ideas that comics can provide. Just, you can't beat it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I know that you need to be getting offline fairly soon. You said you had some other things to do today. I want to thank you for stopping by. Again, this is the Kickstarter link to the Baboon Pink Lemonade Jamboree. And again, this is what the book looks like.
It's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be we're billing it as the biggest crossover book of the year, since like nothing else is coming out this year. It worked out pretty well that way.
Yeah. I am kind of curious here about this one picture. Let me go ahead and take out the hide. OJ Bot's here taking a picture with Monkey Boy. And he just turns evil again.
Kind
of. I mean, it's like, that's kind of weird there, you know. I mean, I remember something it's been a while since I read the Pink Lemonade books, I have to admit. And unfortunately, you know how much I read, so a lot of times the stuff the stories don't always stick in my head like they should. But I seem to remember OJ Bot being sort of evil in Pink Lemonade too. Am I correct in remembering it that way?
There was sort of, the character is this like fictional, like a Mickey Mouse type, like
right.
In that world where everybody loves it. It's a big cultural institution, but at some point they like, you know, rebooted it and it made it like all gritty and OJ.
That's right. Yeah, right. Okay. Made him dark OJ.
Right.
You know what you got to do? Do you watch wrestling at all?
What?
Do you watch wrestling at all?
Oh, not much, but I'm familiar. One of my friends is a big wrestling fan.
Okay, look up Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's this wrestler that doesn't speak a lot, and he does crazy things like putting his hands in his pockets while he's wrestling. And so he's a really weird character. But I was just like, that would fit into your world, something like that.
Right.
That would get you somebody popular crossover, maybe, if you could get the license to do that.
Yeah. Does he just like kick around with his hands in his pocket?
He can do a kip up without using his hands. He can.
Wow.
He does sort of backflips and other things like that, and drop kicks and stuff like that. So he can do some interesting stuff.
That's like a comic book character right there. That's perfect. Yeah. But the OJ Bot in this story is sort of like an animatronic OJ Bot that is,
I figured.
He's used by the villain for evil purposes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool.
So he's using that pure image of OJ Bot for bad again. OJ Bot is getting smeared through the mud again.
Poor thing. You're gonna have to do an OJ Bot licensor or something. Hey, this isn't fair. But I don't know.
Redeem OJ Bot someday.
Yep. Okay then. Well, I know you're going to have to be heading off soon. So
yeah. Thanks for having me, Lewis. It was a good time. I appreciate you taking the time and having me here for a little bit to promote this book.
No problem. There's 11 more days to go on the Kickstarter, so you have time to order. It is funded, so it is guaranteed that you will get whatever you order. So it's not like we're worrying about that sort of thing yet.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, a lot of Kickstarters have issues and getting enough backing, and of course, a lot of these Kickstarters are all or nothing. So it's good that you guys got funded relatively quickly.
Yeah. We it was like the first hour really, which was mind blowing to me. I'm like, because I don't know, because we we were gonna do at conventions, and then there were no conventions, so then we were kind of I don't know, because we we were gonna do at conventions, and then there were no conventions. I just heard the feedback of me talking.
Oh no! That was something on my computer. I
Oh,
was trying to reply to something on the Facebook feed, and when I went to reply, it turned sound on. That's all.
I thought I was going crazy for a second, but we we sat on the book for a little bit, but then sort of decided, uh, we were both involved in this magazine that was a Kickstarter that was coming out soon too. So then after that ended, we were sort of like, why don't we do a Kickstarter for this? Be a good way to get it to people pretty quickly and efficiently.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, okay. I'll go ahead and let you head out. And again, thanks for showing up. And,
Yeah, thank you.
Talking about some more fun stuff in a few moments. I don't know who all's watching, but we'll see here in a second.
See ya.
Yep. Have a good one. Okay. Just real quick here. I want to say Ted Davies, one of our regular guests, one of our pals. He knows this already, but I was supposed to mail out his package for my art book and some other stuff. And I got to the post office about 3 minutes too late today. I thought the post office closed at noon. It closes at 11:30. So I was kind of like, that sucks. So I'll mail it on Monday. But just to prove it, here's the package. And so it's nice and thick, good and padded. So you'll have fun with that, I hope. So let's go ahead and move on. And John Norris, regular, is still watching. I think you're probably the only one watching right now. I don't know. Let me see. Trying to get these things on. Let's see. And we're going to go ahead and get on to the next piece here in a moment. Next, there we go. And this is Gladstone School for World Conquerors double feature. They have 9 days to go. They got 256 backers, and they've only reached about 60 to 65% of the goal. They got $11,891. Now, I just talked about how some of our there we go. Some of our Kickstarters have problems sometimes meeting the goals. Yes, they have a $20,000 goal, but you're getting 2 books. Actually, 4 books in 2 books. 4 stories in 2 books, rather. So you're getting the equivalent of 4 books for your purchase here. And there's also other things besides those individual books. But let's take a quick look at the video. And the video doesn't really talk about the new books here, the double features. It's a generalized discussion of what Gladstone's School for World Conquerors is, but I'll get into the specifics in a little bit.
Gladstone School for World Conquerors is the elite academy for the children of the world's greatest supervillains. Follow Kid Nefarious, Mummy Girl, Martian Jones, Ghost Girl, and the Skull Brothers as they immerse themselves in everything from intergalactic conquest to a history of villainy, and are even subjected to one of the vilest courses in the curriculum, Dodgeball! But everything isn't just homework, books, and their teachers' dirty looks. During their studies, Kid Nefarious and his friends read about their parents' defeat at the hands of a superhero named the Stormbreaker and vow revenge. What follows is a battle so fierce that its consequences shake their world to its very core. Once the dust settles, the kids begin to suspect their parents' infamous battles against the Stormbreaker might not be what they seem, leaving them with a far greater adversary looming on the horizon. Harvey and Eisner Award-winning writer Mark Andrew Smith and Harvey Award winner Armand Villevert join forces to guide you through the halls of Gladstone Supervillain Academy. Filled with stunning surprises, amazing action, and side-splitting laughs, Smith and Villevert take you on a journey to discover just what it takes to become a true world conqueror.
Okay. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are 3 books of Gladstone's World Conquerors. There is, this is book 3. Book 2 and book 1. Book 1 is Supervillainy 101. It's a nice thick hardcover edition. Book 2 is In the Shadow of Sharon. And book 3 is called Scorpio K. And in this campaign, you can get all 3 of these, so you will not just be getting the single character storylines, but this particular Kickstarter is promoting individual stories with the members of the group. So we're going to go back to the Kickstarter real quick. There's going to be 2 books with 2 stories each. They're Skull Brothers and Martian Jones, and then Ghost Girl and Mummy Girl. They're one-shot books that are going to be done. And the first one was the Skull Brothers and Martian Jones. The Skull Brothers saga is written by Eric Martinez, illustrated by Marcelo I'll pronounce it right, the Chiara, with colors by Carlos Carrasco and lettering by Pat Brousseau. Very cool stuff. It's going to have a cover by Koi Pham and another cover by Ben Templesmith, and you can pick your covers or get both. Here's another close-up of the Koi Pham cover. And then the Templesmith cover. And here's some of the interior pages by Marcelo de Chiara. And this is like the origins that explain how the brothers get into Gladstones. The next one is Martian Jones, which is written by Eric Taggart and drawn by the regular Gladstones artist Armand Villevert, with color by Hakuto Shiro and lettering by Pat Brousseau. And what do you do when you have a hyper-intelligent teenage villain with an unlimited array of gadgets and way too much free time? Well, you get Martian Jones along with his trusty science projects Thing 1 and 2, and they find out what they're doing. And it's a Calvin and Hobbes inspired romp, and Marty must use his brains and brawn to battle it out with alternate dimension versions of himself. But will he make the grade? And that is got 2 covers. One is by Simone Darmini, and the other one's by Thomas Perkins. And this is the close-up of the Darmini cover. And you can see some of the alternate versions of him, as well as himself in the center there. Kid Nefarious with his hands on his shoulders. I'll talk about Kid Nefarious in a moment. And then this is the cover by, just his name, Thomas Perkins. Very nice artwork there. Here's some of the interior pages by Armand. I think Armand did a really nice job on this. His artwork keeps improving with each book. And then the double feature number 2, which is 44 pages, is Ghost Girl and Mummy Girl. Ghost Girl is written by Eric Martinez and illustrated by Armand. Colors by Hector Oshiro. Lettering by Pat Rousseau. And Ghost Girl goes to her ancestral world for the summer and then finds out that she has to fight a malicious demon, devouring the spirits of an entire village, including all of her ancestors. So she has to rally and fend off the vicious enemy before it's too late. And that's the cover. With the cover here with the Oni face there is by Meredith McLaren, and cover B is by Rob Mommertz. And that's her changing into kaiju spells and other things with her hand and monster hand and stuff like that. Really cool stuff again. Again, there's the full thing with the actual logo of Ghost Girl on the cover. As you can see, she's fighting all these demons, and there's a dragon spirit in the background. And here she is again. This is Armand's art fighting one of the demons that she has to fight. And then those are some of the spirits that help her in her battle. And Mummy Girl is written by Justin Robinson and illustrated by Armand Villavert with colors by Hector Oshiro and lettering by Pat Rousseau. And this actually has a featured cover by Jill Thompson and a cover by the colorist Hector Oshiro. And she has to basically steal back a family heirloom held in the superhero archives. So that's what she's doing in this particular story. And here's a close-up of Jill Thompson's cover. And then the Hector Oshiro cover. And again, Armand is the interior artist, so here you go with some interior art pages here. And she's apparently fighting like Indiana Jones or well, not Indiana Jones, but somebody who's a crypt thief or whatever. And of course, you can still get the 3 hardcovers I've already shown you with this, and you can get the Kid Nefarious one-shot. And this is a copy of the Kid Nefarious one-shot that has already come out, and I'll go ahead and quickly show you that. They're in a classroom and goofing off, and Nefarious isn't paying too much attention to class, and he gets assigned to go basically be pretend to be a superhero and protect the town from another villain, and that's his new costume. My cat's starting to say, "Hey, I want attention." And then this is who he's fighting, is this female villainess called Libitina. And of course, because, hormones and all that, he ends up developing a crush on her. And she's basically like, "Yeah, I don't think so." And but he ends up helping her. They have another battle here. Whoops, there we go. And the town people are like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be protecting the town." And she gets what she wants, and she leaves town with the stuff. And then he reveals himself as who he really is. I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story because there's an extra twist at the end, which is really kind of cool. But very good, very fun book. I got this a while back because they got extra copies of this available, and again, the hardcover editions of the whole team. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at their support pages. You can pledge without a reward any sum of money. You can pledge $15 or more for Ghost Girl and Mummy Girl. You can pick whichever cover you want on a survey. Pledge 15 or more for the digital pack, which gives you the PDF files for all 4 stories. And if you missed the KF, the Kid Nefarious one shot, you can add another $5 for $20 total for your pledge and get all 5 stories. If you pledge $20 or more, you get Skull Brothers and Martian Jones. If you pledge $20 or more, you can get one of the. You can pick one of the hardcovers that you specify in the survey. $30 or more gets you both books of the Skull Brothers, Martian Jones one shot, and the Ghost Girl and Mummy Girl one shots with your choice of cover on the survey. 40 or more, you can get two. You get 2 of the hardcovers, and you can choose any of the 3 hardcovers I've shown you in the survey. You can get a complete digital package, which gets you digital PDFs for all the stories, totaling around 670 pages total for $40. For $40, you can get both double features and Kid Nefarious one shot. For $50, you get both books, both covers, and Kid Nefarious. For $50 or more, you can get book 3 and the double feature books. $60 or more, you can get all 3 hardcover books. $60 or more, you get the Gladstone School for World Conquerors double features with both covers and 2 cover prints of your choosing. So there's a lot of fun stuff. You can also get original art. And for $100, you get all 3 hardcovers and one shots. And you can also get a commission. And there's other stuff as well, all kinds of stuff. The only thing you can't get that's no longer available is the one Gladstone. Only one Gladstone's hardcover, which you can choose, and you can't get the. There was a one David Vergara award, which was one backer. Now, there's also some other stuff going on. If this book reaches its level, which, as you saw, I'm going to show it again at the top of the thing, at the top of the page. They're only at 90. They have 9 days to go, and they're only about 60% of the way there. They need to get to 20,000. If they get to their 20,000 goal, there'll be more. More artwork and stuff added to the prints and additional artwork for the books, and including artwork by me. I can't show the artwork until it's been finalized. As far as I know, I finalized my line art. I think it's still in coloring process, but if you guys can get it to the back and full backing, then my artwork and other people's artwork should be added to the tiers as well. So all the more reason to back it, because all you people out there who watch my show, or all the years have seen me at conventions and have said, hey, you need to get back in the market. You need to get back in the market. Well, here I am. This is how you get me back in the market, is to back this book. So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a link to that. On the YouTube page first. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it on here as well. Now, if Mark happens to be watching, I don't know if he is or not. He said he might not be, because he was kind of trying to wind down and relax this weekend before he started doing the final push for the Kickstarter. But if you're around, Mark, let me know. I'm waiting to hear back from Mark on Messenger, see if he's. Yep. Thank you. He's here. Do you mind if I show the black and white art from Martian Jones, that pinup I did for you? Or do you want to wait? Okay. I'll be right back then and show you guys the artwork. He just came in. That's why. Okay. I'll be right back, folks. This is the line art that I did for Martian Jones. and he's flying his glider from Earth back to Mars in this, basically. Now, I did do a hand color guide for this as well. But this is not what the final image will look like. It's going to be computer colored. So but this is how I visualize it by hand. So you'll get, if you guys can get this thing backed, you'll get a print of this, presumably. Is that what we is that what we're doing, Mark? I want to make sure I get that right. And if I don't know what's gonna happen if we don't get there, but we're gonna try to get there because we need to get there. Again, a lot of these Kickstarters right now are having difficulties reaching their goals. I know a lot of people are in this mode of, well, it's the pandemic, and creators and artists and authors are like, well, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Well, yeah, yes, we're in a pandemic, and yes, we are having issues economically, I suppose, because a lot of us aren't working normal hours, or we're working from home. It's not the same type of thing. Yeah, and it is going to be a print and offered as an extra. So it'll be a print, and it'll be an extra once the book makes funding. So we need to get the funding if you guys want to see my work. And he goes, I don't want to go through kickstarting it again. We have to make it. Yes, we do. We have to. Come on, guys. Come on. Let's do this. So, again, you can get all 3 hardcovers that are drawn by. Well, actually, the first one's drawn by Armand. The second one is drawn by Matthew Weldon, and the third one's drawn by Armand. But we'll do a quick hardcovers again. They're nice. They're very well done. Very well made. You get a nice little. I'm trying to think of the word thing. The strip here to mark your book, so you don't have to put a card or anything else in there to hold your placeholder. That's what I was looking for. Each one of those has a placeholder strip in there in the book. Very well done, very well crafted products. If you like the teenage teen comics of yesteryear, like when Teen Titans was cool, when X-Men was cool back in the 80s and early 90s, and it's that kind of stuff mixed with I guess you could say Naruto, or what's the school thing that's popular these days? There's a school, Superhero Academy or My Hero Academia. It's kind of like a amalgam of those two type of things, with the characters being the sons and daughters of supervillains. And I don't want to give away the clues or the hints on this. I want you guys to buy it and read it, because it is one of the best unsung products out there. Oh, I had the original artwork there. So you got an idea of some of the other stuff that we're going to get. And I don't know if there's going to be, I know there's going to be prints. He said the prints of the covers from Joe Thompson and Koi Pham and Ben Temple Smith and the other Hackto Oshiro. So, there's going to be plenty of prints to get. And, I tell you what, if if you can help get this up there and we can get this done, depending on how many backers there are, maybe I'll even throw in something extra and send it off to Mark to ship out. I don't know yet. Mark and I will discuss that off camera. Because I really want to get this promoted and sold through. Okay. Do we have a situation, Mark, where we can, for the retailers for multiple copies? I don't know if I saw that on the Kickstarter. Or maybe I missed something. Let me check. I know not a whole lot of retailers have always particularly backed the series, but he doesn't have that reward yet. Okay. All right. I don't know if I really have an idea yet, but we'll think of it. Yeah, we're gonna talk when the show's over, and we'll talk about that, and I'll add that information on my Facebook page, and it'll be added to the Kickstarter once we nail down any definitions, or and we nail down the parameters of what we're going to do. We'll add that to the Kickstarter as an extra stuff. But I don't know what we can do for the retailers to get retailers to order this, because I know a lot of retailers, when this book was that image, were like, well, it didn't sell. Well, the reason it didn't sell is because a lot of people just didn't order it and didn't promote it, unfortunately. But yeah, we got to go ahead and keep marketing this. So we're going to do that. And so I've been on for about an hour, and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for today. And so I'm going to go ahead and show this again. This is the link to the Gladstones Skillful World Conqueror double features Kickstarter. You can also just go to Kickstarter and look up Gladstone Skillful World Conquerors, and it should come up. There's also a link on the YouTube page, and I'll go ahead and probably post the links again on my Facebook page for those who are interested and want to go direct there as well. And then this is the link again to the Baboon and Pink Lemonade Jamboree. Again, both of these have their links on the page, on the YouTube page, in the comment section underneath the actual video, and I'll add those into the Facebook page as soon as I can. Okay, so I want to thank you all for watching, and let's see what we got going on here. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys do our normal situation here. We got lots of stuff going on today. If you want to reach me, you can reach me on Facebook at Lewis.BrightRaven, DeviantArt.com/BrightRaven, Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven at YouTube, You can reach me for the show on Gmail at quotheravenlbr72@gmail.com or on Yahoo Mail at lewisbrightраven@yahoo.com. Normally, the podcast airs Thursdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was a special edition to help kickstart the art and promote certain products. And I want to thank you all again for watching. So I will see you guys again next week sometime. I don't know exactly who all we're going to have as guests yet. There's a few more Kickstarter people that I've recently bought, and I'm hoping to get them on. I haven't heard back from them yet. And I'm also looking to get some people who do some webtoons comics that we're looking to promote. So we'll see what comes up in the next few days. And if not, then we'll have our usual Q&A and review sessions. Okay. So until then, have a safe weekend, and I will see you very soon.